Shiva. He says, tell me, what is that a person has to do in order to get all the thing from the sasana, or the power of sasana, which most of the learned people do. And then Shiva answers, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. He says, just to say Rama once, that will give you equivalent of doing the total Vishnu Sahasranama. And what is the connection between Rama and Vishnu? Yesterday we talked about the story of Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Sujata, and Sanat Kumara, who were the four Manasa Putras of Brahmaji. And we said that they went to the Vishnu's abode, wanted to see him. They were stopped by Jaya Vijaya, and they had taken 3 lives hating the god so that they can reach him faster. And the 3 lives were Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. The second one was Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Third one is Shishpala and Dantavakta. And we are now in the middle one, the Ravana and Kumbhakarna. That's where it started off. Started off with Vishnu's home and someone giving a shop to Jaya and Vijaya. So they came first and they're now going second time and the third. Now let us see what is the spiritual meaning of that particular story and what is the spiritual meaning of the total being able to get back to God within 3 births as against getting back with normal love towards God through 12 births. The difference is going to be this. As everyone knows, if there is someone who you dislike, he's always in your mind. Whether you like it or not, you are always thinking about him. Oh my God, what is he going to do next to me? And that kind of a thought process, what it does is, even though you don't like that person, you are always thinking of that person. That is Manasa Puja. That is a Manasa Puja without knowing that it is a Manasa Puja. So it is a very kind of a very funny thing. And in our Puranas, there is one place where it is expounded a little bit more. In this case, it is for Shiva. A guy who was a robber, someone similar to the Bhrigu Valmiki. Valmiki became afterwards, he became Mahamuni. But before that, he was a hunter. He was a lot of rajas and tamas was there for him. And this guy also was like that. And there were some king's people who were chasing him. So he didn't know what to do. So he climbed up a tree and sat on the top of the tree. And he was just waiting for the night to pass so that he can go back. So he had to stay all through the night. So he did Jagara for the night. And it happens to be a Sivaratri day. And he did Jagara and he didn't have anything else to do. And he was on a bilwa tree. And so he was just plucking the leaves and throwing them down. One leaf there, one leaf here, one leaf there, one leaf here. Like that, he threw about 1,000 leaves down onto the ground. It so happened that at the bottom of where he was throwing all these leaves was a Shivaling. Shivaling doesn't have to be the kind which we see in the temples. Shivaling can be just one small stone which is shaped in that way. And that Shivaling was there, and then they were all falling on that Shivaling. And without his own knowledge, without anything, just because he was just doing that like a puja, samarpana, and he got blessed by Shiva, and he suddenly became a very knowledgeable person. And he was out of the Rajas and Tamas, and he became a very good Sattva Guna Sila. He became very good with Sattva Guna. So that's the kind of a inner meanings come through all these things. So in case of Jaya Vijaya, they said, oh, we'll hate you and we'll get back to you quickly. And that's why most of the people show that when Hiranyakashipu was killed, a light from him came and went into the Narasimha Avatara of Vishnu. And even when Ravan was killed, his light went right to Vishnu. There was no intermediary halts or anything like that. Yesterday we were in a Dharma Mimamsa, and we said that Dharma Mimamsa requires a lot of time, and so we're not going to talk about it. And the Dharma Mimamsa is Ram right and killing Vali. Is not killing Vali, but killing Vali from behind a tree without his knowing that he's there. And there is a reason for it. And one of the reasons is that Vali has a very big boon given by someone, which says that when he fights someone face to face, half of the opponent's strength comes to him. And that is why Ravana never fought Vali, because Ravana's half of his power comes to Vali, and Vali will beat him up very badly. And as such, Ravan never fought with Vali. That's why Vali said, if you had come to me and asked me, I would have got your Sita in a second, because I would have taken care of it very well. And then we talked about all the people going from Kishkinda, and Hanuman, Angada, and Jambavan with all the other monkeys going southward. And they went down very much, and they were 200, there were 30 days Vyavadhi was given to them. 30 days Vyavadhi means 30 days of distinct time. And they had to find Sita within 30 days. And already they were at 28, 27, 26 days. And they went into this guha, which they saw, and they got into the guha. And when they got into the guha, then they saw that it was dark. And so initially they were all very worried about where they're going, and they caught each other's hands and slowly moved into the guha. And once they were inside the guha, they saw a beautiful city. And there were nice good trees with fruits and everything. And there was such beautiful water flowing there. And they could eat all the food they wanted, and there was no problem for anything for them. And then they were wondering, what is this place, and why are we here, and how is it in this particular place? What is it? This so beautiful. It's amazing. And at that time, suddenly a lady appeared, and she said, I am the daughter of Meru Sarvani, and Meru Sarvani is my father's name, and I am one of the Apsaras from heaven. And she says, my name is Swayam Prabha. And then everyone were looking more, and she says, you're wondering what is this all about? There used to be a guy called Mayu, there was no Maya unknown to him. So there's no Maya for him. And so he created this whole building. And basically, he fell in love with Hema and Apsara. And Indra got angry with Apsara because she went and fell in love with this guy Maya and with Mayu. And so he killed her.
నేనేం
And
చేయలేదు.
when when he killed her, then both of them, and this whole thing became, no one was there to take care of it. And Brahma donated this to Hema. Hema was the very good close friend of Hema was the close Swayamprabha. And so Swayamprabha immediately became the head of that, and she was there. And what is Swayamprabha means? When they were coming into that thing, there was no place. It was very dark. And then they got in. Once they got in, it was beautiful. There was complete brightness. And what is this brightness? This brightness is, the name itself suggests what it is. It is Swayam Prabha. Prabha means light. And Swayam Prabha, her own Prabha has come out there. And so what they say is, Ayam Atma Nitya Siddhaha Pramane Sati Bhasate Sadesam Napi Nakalam Na Siddhim Vyaprakshate. So this is actually from Kishkindakanda, where it says, what is Atma Jnanam? Atma Jnanam is to be able to understand that the Lord is in you. And when the Lord is in you, he gets the Atma Jnana, that is a Vikasha, that is a prevalent light which comes in it. And that light is what becomes Swayam Prabha. And the Swayam Prabha's Atidhyam. Atidhyam is the hospitality which she gave to all these people, is also a very interesting hospitality. The hospitality is, if you eat anything there once, you won't need it anymore. And if you drink some water there, you won't be thirsty anymore. And if you do any of those things, all those things are forever. And so you don't have to worry about all those. And because they were in that kind of a situation, there is some noise coming from some place. Will they please mute their sound, please? And this Swayam Prabha's hospitality was amazing. And it was phenomenal. And then Anjaneya saw all these things, and he says it's very good. Everything is very nice. And he wanted to ask her for a pratyupatkar. Means he says, you're doing very good things for us, but we have a small request from you. And he asked her, we are going on Ramakarya, and we are trying to find Sita, his wife. And we do not know where we are. And now the 30 days which were given to us are finished. And so we are in a very bad predicament, and we do not know how, where, what we are going to do. Is there something which you can do to help us? Then she kind of saw him and said, you don't have to worry about anything. This particular place is such a place where once you come here, you will not be able to go out of this place. And that's why you have to be very careful. You see how nice it is when you have got everything and you have got all kinds of good things, and it's very clean, clear, and everything. You don't want to leave that place anyway. Who would want to leave that place and go? And so, when you have that kind of a state of mind, will come only when you have Swayam Prabha. That means when you get that Atma Jnanam, and Atma Jnanam is that God is in you, and that Atma Jnanam will give you this Prabhasa, which is the light. And that light is the one which brings you up and gives you all what you want without even asking. And that is the inner meaning of this particular guha. The guha is nothing else but your heart. And what is there in your heart? It has to be only the Paramatma. And when Hiranyakaspa was there, he didn't like Paramatma. So he was always saying, where is Paramatma? Where is Paramatma? Where is Paramatma? So he was in the heart. So by default, he became a Atmajnani. And so for them, again, they get back to him very fast. So it is a very, very, very this thing. And so what was the answer given by Swayam Prabha? Swayam Prabha suddenly saw him and he says, Hanuma, I understand you're going on Ramakarya, and I believe it is very important that you go and accomplish the Ramakarya. And I know people who come into this particular place, usually they don't want to get out of this place because they are fully satisfied. When you are fully satisfied, what happens is tamas creeps in. When tamas creeps in, that means you become lazy. You're fully satisfied, so you're not worried, you don't want anything. So tamas comes in. When tamas comes in, they don't want to move, they don't want to go anywhere, they'll just stay there and be happy in whatever thing they are. And so this particular place is such a place that no one would get out of this place, and they cannot get out of this place because it provides everything for you. But in your case, because you're going on Ramakarya, which is Daiva Karya, we are not going to stop you here. I am going to give you the thing, and I'm going to get you out there. I will do. So please, all of you, close your eyes. All the people closed their eyes, and they were just saying, thank you very much, and closed their eyes and put their two palms together and did namaskara to Swayam Prabha. And she says, and then out they were, out of the guha. But not from where they came, but they were on the other side of the mountain. And the other side of the mountain, she came up, she was with them, and she says, here is the mountain guha, and there is the samudra, which is the sea, and you see there the sand and everything. This is a very good, this particular Parvat is called Vindhya, and Vindhya Parvat, and because this Vindhya Parvat, I'm leaving you here. Now you don't have to worry about it. You can go across, down, and then continue your journey to find Sita. And she said that, and she suddenly disappeared. Swayam Prabha, she went back to her place. And all of them were standing there, everything. And then what happens? Sometimes human beings start off a particular project, and we all try to do something, and we all want to be good in that, and we want to achieve the thing, and we want to do everything. And when you cannot achieve it, the first thing what happens is despair. The same kind of a despair came at this particular juncture for whom? Vali's son. Vali's son was Angada. He was in misery. When Sugriva said, Angada, I trust you very much, and I like you very much, and I want to make you the king of this whole kingdom, and you will be the right person to go with Anjaneya, Hanuman, because it is very likely that Hanuman will be the person who will find Sita. And so I'm going to send you with Hanuman. And Angada was standing there and he's saying, he took all the good people, good fighters and everyone, send them some to north, some to east, some to west and everything. And now he comes and he asks me to go south to find Sita. And he says, in 30 days, I got to find it. And if I come back within 30 days, after 30 days without finding Sita, then he's going to kill me. He's going to kill every monkey who is there. And now what he has done is he has put me on a suicide mission. He has put me on a suicide mission. Really, Sugriva didn't mean it. Sugriva was very generous and he was trying to do what was right. And then another thing he did, not only did he have his misery, he tried to tell everyone else that, oh, my father was the king and Sugriva came and he standing behind that tree, they killed my father and afterwards they would have killed me also, but somehow I got saved. And then now he sent me here, very well knowing that in 30 days we won't find Sita. And so it was definite that I won't be coming back. And so I am in a very bad situation. What am I going to do? I am going to give up my life. This really, Ramayana tells us about each and every one of us and how when something doesn't go right, how quickly we drop ourselves into a misery. And not only we drop ourselves into the misery, you say, oh my God, only I am going through this misery. And there might be some other people also going through this misery. But this is a human sensitivity which comes in. And so Angada was going through that kind of a sensitivity. And he didn't know what to do. And a few of the monkeys started saying, yes, Angada, you are right. You are right, you are right. We also will come with you into the fire and then we'll all burn away and we'll do all these things. And Hanuman was looking all these things. And then Hanuman said, what are you doing, Angada? You know, he's not doing anything. Don't worry about it. Please, don't even do anything. And he was trying to convince Angada how wrong he was, how wrong his thinking of the misery was. And when he did that, Angada was not getting out of that misery. And luckily, do you know, this is another very interesting thing which is there. People who believe in God and people who are going on a God's business and people are trying to help God, like they're doing the pujas and other things. And for them, usually God takes care of them. In the same way, in this case, what happened was there was a bird there with no wings. The wings were burnt. And he came from there, and his name was Sampati. And when Sampati came, he saw all these things. And he said, well, I'm sorry to say anything, but I have been here on this hill for a very long time. And unfortunately, when we were young, I and my brother Jatayu were trying to go and find sun. And when we were flying, the heat of the sun became too harsh and I didn't know what to do. So I put my two wings and covered my brother Jatayu's body. And the sun burnt my two wings. And I came and fell here. And Jatayu, my brother, had his wings and he was okay. And the minute he said that, then suddenly Hanuman said, "Oh, you must be talking about the Jatayu. You know, Ravana cut his two wings and he fell to the ground and he died." And immediately when they said that, then Jatayu said, "I did not know. How did that happen? Anyway, please, I request you, I can't fly. So you transport me down to the ocean so I would be able to do the last rites for my brother Jatayu." And all the monkeys agreed that they're going to take him down to the ocean side. And Jatayu then said, "You are telling me my brother is dead. I'm very sorry about what happened." And they all came down to the ocean. Then they he finished his brother's things and he turned around and he said, "You know something? When I was living up on the top of the mountain with no food and other things, there was a very good gentleman who used to be living there, who was a rishi. And this rishi was a very nice, kind man. And he was feeding me once in a while, and he had sympathy on me, and he gave me what is called Divya Drushti. Divya Drushti is to be able to perceive everything which is happening. And you can see where, what, who is there, who is where. And he says, and because that particular thing he gave me, and I said, "Thank you very much. I don't know why you're giving me this. Please tell me what is the reason." And he said, "It is going to be a time in your life when there are going to be a few people who are going to be coming and to this ocean side in search of a queen called Sita, who is the wife of Rama. And Rama has sent this group to find Sita. So you will have this Divya Drishti to be able to see where she is and tell them." What a nice, good coincidence. For good people, good things happen. And these are Daiva Bala. Let's all say, "Jai Hanuman ki Jai." And Hanuman said, "Oh, we were looking for someone like you. Tell us where Sita is." Then he says, "Sita is out on the Lanka, and she was the one whom Ravana had taken, and she is out there." And he said, "You have to cross this ocean and go to Lanka, and you will find her there in Lanka." And everyone were very happy. First of all, they found Sita, and that Angada is no longer in misery. Okay, we know where Sita is, and they know it is in Lanka, and we got everything ready. And now the question came, who can cross the sea to go to Lanka? Lanka is a long way off. And who will be able to cross the sea? And there were quite a few number of monkeys there who said, "Oh, we can jump across. I can do 10 yojanas." The other monkey said, "I can do 20. Third one said, "I could do 30, then 40, then 50. And then Angada, he suddenly got up and he says, "You know something? I can do up to 100 yojanas. So I'll be able to jump from here 100 yojanas and go to Lanka. So there's no problem." And then suddenly Jambavan, who was there, I said, Angada, Jambavan, and Hanuman were the group who came. Jambavan suddenly saw and he says, hey guys, wait, don't say anything. See there, that guy sitting there in the corner? He's Hanuman. See what is he doing? Hanuman was sitting there cross-legged and saying, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. There is not a minute where he did not think about Rama, Hanuman. And he was doing prayer to Rama. And at that time, Javavan said, I got to go and I will be back. Don't do anything. Come, let's go to him. And he came there and he saw. And Javavan said, Hanuman. And Hanuman was sitting there, saw Jambavan. And first thing Hanuman was thinking, what is this man going to tell me? And Jambavan said, you don't know about yourself. Lot of people, human beings, lot of them, they don't know what takat they got inside themselves, what strength they have got inside themselves. That sense, understanding the strength of inner self is very important for a human being. And the same thing for even Hanuman. And so Jambavan said, Hanuman, when you were young, you got up and one day you thought that you are the son of Vayu. So you got the advantage of this Vayu, which is flowing all over the place, being your father. So there's nothing could stop you from flying. And in your case, when you were young, you were playing around and you saw the sun and you thought it was a fruit. And because it is a fruit, you decided you were going to go and eat it. And because you are Vayu Putra and other things, so the Vayu can become big, and it could be hurricane winds and it can blow things away and other things at the same time. Could be calm, quiet, and very insignificant and be around you. And it will just give you the pranavayu, prana, to human beings. If you say, who sustains the total humanity and total creation on the earth? It is Vayu which does it. This Vayu is the one which gives all the animals also breathing, and it gives the pranavayu for all the human beings. So Vayu is phenomenal in that particular respect. And so they say, that is what you are. So you have got powers which are amazing powers. But at that time when you went to eat Surya didn't know what to do. And he started shouting that, hey, please help, help. And Indra came and he used his Vajrayudha and he threw it over to you. And that hit your Hanuma, means which your jaw. And that's why you have one jaw a little bit bigger. And that's why you're called Hanuman. And you are son of wind god. And you've got phenomenal powers. You are the one who will be able to do. But after that incident there, then people said, you will forget your powers. Till such time, there comes a time when you have to do Daiva Karya, which is the Karya for Rama. Rama, in one side, is Maryada Purushottam, who is an ordinary human being. On the other side is an incarnation of Vishnu. So when he's doing Ramakarya, he's doing God's work. At the same time, he's doing a Maryada Purushottam's work. And he told him that, and he said, you have to get up and you have to pull yourself up and you have to help us and you got to cross this sea. And he said, this is the reason why you don't remember what you are. But now I have awakened that from now onwards, you will remember who you are. What does this say to us for human beings? It says that when we are young, we come out, we are growing, and as we are growing, when we are young, we think we can do anything in the world. We feel our capacities are phenomenal here, there, and other things, and we become arrogant. Arrogance comes in, and we get a self, exaltation. And when you get self-exaltation, what do you think? Oh, I can fly there. I can eat that fruit. And we do all those things. When we do that kind of a thing, what happens normally in a human life is that the parents come and tell you, hey, don't do those things. Your mother will say, "Arey beta, kyun karta hai ye sab kuch nahi." Nowadays in India, everyone is a Pahalwan, got big muscles. Everyone is think they are Hanuman. But they don't have the dharma associated with Hanuman. And so that is a human frailty which we got. So Ramayana in this case says that human frailty was masked for him. And then that was taken away from him when Jambavan revealed his childhood. Then he said to Jambavan, as you say, and even Angada said, please, Hanuman, help us. No, you know, we all knew you were something special, but we did not know what. Now we know. Hanuman decided he's going to fly across the ocean. He started becoming big, 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 and he became large Hanuman standing there on the shores of the sea. At this particular juncture, the Kishkinda Kand is completed. Now we are going to go to Sundarakanda. I know it took a long time for this thing, but from now onwards it will be going faster. Sundarakanda. Sundarakanda greatness. It's amazing. One of the things which Valmiki did was, in all the Khandas, he talks about Rama. It's all Rama's work. Rama came, Rama went, Rama this, Rama that, Rama this, Rama that. And once we come to Sundarakanda, there is no Rama. Rama is only in the background. And when he is in background, you don't see him. He doesn't do anything. He's not even there. But is it true he's not even there? That's what Swayamprabha was telling people. As much as you think you are it and you are doing everything, you have to understand in Atma Jnana, you got Atma, your Atma is there, but there is a Paramatma inside who is Ram. And when that Paramatma is inside, then you become engrossed into Paramatma. And then you become a very pure person. You become a very nice person. You will be able to do anything, just like Hanuman. In Sundarakanda, the story of Ramayana is narrated 3 times. So even though Rama character is not present in Sundarakanda, Rama is everywhere. That is the fantastic thing about Sundarakanda. Sundare Sundaro Ramaha. Sundare Sundari Katha. Sundare Sundari Sita. Sundare Sundaram Vanam. Here he is talking about Ashoka Vana. Sundare Sundara Kavyam. This is this particular kanda. Sundare Sundaram Kapi. He is the most beautiful person. Sundare Sundaram Mantram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sundare Sundaram Mantram. Sundare Kimna Sundaram. You won't find anything which is not a Sundaram in this particular chapter. Everything is Sundaram. It's beautiful. So Hanuman decided, made himself very big, and he jumped on to a parvat which was there. It is called Mahendra Parvat. It's a huge big parvat. And when he got up on to top of the thing, he said, I got to jump from here and fly right across the ocean and get to Lanka. So he increased his body a little bit more, and his feet were pushing on Mahendra Parvat. Mahendra Parvat had a lot of flowering trees. And Mahendra Parvat had a lot of beautiful waterfalls, beautiful fruit trees. And a lot of people used to come to Mahendra Parvat, and they used to have sumptuous food to eat and everything. And he pressed his foot down very hard onto that Parvat. Do you know how when a person takes a running start for a 10,000 meter hike or 10,000 meter running race, we stand with two hands down and keep everything and then sprint up, jump up. So he decided he was going to do that kind of a jump up. It was evening, the moonlight was coming, moon was going to rise, the sun was setting, and he's there going. He's going from north to south. So sun was setting on west, moon was coming from the east, and there was very calm winds. There was no big winds and other things. And he pushed his leg very hard on the Parvat. And Mahendra Parvat really was shrinking. And when he shrunk and he jumped off the thing, suddenly that speed with which he jumps off, just like a jumbo 747 plane taking off, and when it takes off like this, the air goes along with it, and everything follows it. All the flowers, everything, they all came out, and some of the fruits and other things started flying, and the whole thing started going up into the air, and it looked like Hanuman was being blessed by all the flowers and other things, and they were all doing puja to Hanuman. with flowers and fruits and everything. And Hanuman was going away onto the other side. High up in the air, he was going. When any work which we undertake as a human being, we are always faced with three specific things. Whether we like it or not, they just come. When you have a very important thing, you got to go quickly to Houston because you got to get a visa or some crazy thing, and you're driving in that 1604, and you take the highway to go to Houston, and suddenly what happens? You'll have a puncture. So, oh my God, at 2 o'clock I got to be there and I got a puncture. What am I going to do? So you have one thing which comes there. There are 3 A's which come. The first thing is atanka. Atanka is not in a negative sense, but it is a hindrance. Because atanka is somehow it comes in and you got to somehow get out of it and then proceed. Then people with Daivakarya Samhita in them or who have got the Swayam Prabha, for them, they say, oh, okay, just tired, jumps out of it, cuts out, takes the back up, pulls the necessary tools, put them in, jump, lifts it up, remove the tire, put the other tire in, tidy it up. Within 10 minutes, he has done it, close the dick, everything, get back into the car, take off. There's another kind of people, Rajasic, Tamasic. Tamasic says, someone will come and help me. Rajasic will say, well, I'll call AAA, I'll call 222. They will come and help me. So they come. Sometimes these things are not bad. They are good. They have good intentions. Those good intentions of other people's come in the way. Then what do? Oh, you get to somehow get out of it and then slowly proceed. So in case of Hanuman, that kind of an atanka came. There is at one time, all the mountains had wings. They used to fly. When they were flying, all the rishis and munis were worried that they will drop on themselves. And then what are they going to do? And so Devendra, that guy, sometimes he does good, sometimes he does bad, whatever he does. He cut all their wings off. And so all the mountains fell down, I believe, and they were all mountains all over the place in the world. And there was one mountain which was called Minas. He just was going, and Lord of Wind helped him to go and hide in the ocean. And he was hiding in the ocean. Mainaka Parvatam. Mainaka Parvatam is full of gold, full of riches. It is amazingly prosperous mountain. He was hiding there because he was afraid that if Indra finds him, he's going to cut his wings off and he's going to become, he could not do anything about it. So he did not want to come out and let Indra see him. And Samudra turned around and asked Mainak, please, he's going on Daivakarya, Ramakarya. Help him. You go up, show yourself up, and ask him to rest at you and give him some food and other things. and then let him go on his way to Lanka. So this is an atanka. In all our lives, we get these atankas. When they come, it is with good intentions. Some people come and tell us things. Some people tell us with bad intentions. Some people say with good intention, hey, your tires are look very, very worn out. Why are you driving your car? Please go and rent a car from Avis and then go to Houston. And we say, okay. Some people do that and then go and they don't have an atanka. But some other people will say, nah, I'm not going to do it, and they will have atanka. In this case, Hanuman was coming, he saw that. He says, oh, this is an atanka coming on front of me. But Mainaka was very nice. He said, Hanuman, please don't think that I am an atanka for you. I'm just someone who is trying to help you. Please sit for a minute on me and take rest, eat some food, and then fly back again. The greatness of great people is, Hanuman said, I appreciate your hospitality. I really would like to do it, but I am on Ramakarya and I have to have my focus. I cannot get my focus out of my Ramakarya. And because I am going to go on to the Ramakarya, please help me and don't ask me to take your hospitality. I will take it sometime. But right now, to please you, I will just touch you on the side and then I will take off. Please leave me alone. And Vainaka said, as you wish. I'm not going to say anything. You don't worry about it. And then he put his hand on Mainak Parvat and he continued his journey towards Lanka. So the first one was an Atanka. Atidhya. Then Atidhya is some people will come and they will try to do something where they say, okay, you come, this is Atidhya. And in Atidhya, some people rise up and turn the Atidhya the reverse way, where they say, instead of saying Atidhya to you, you become my Atidhya. I'm going to eat you. So there was Surasa. She was in heaven, a nymph. She was asked to go and test Hanuman's progress towards Lanka and if he's capable of doing anything. In our life also, we have the same problem. When you say that, oh, I got a visa to go to Canada, I'm going to go to Canada tomorrow. One neighbor comes and says, I'm very glad you're going to Canada. I don't have to worry about my daughter here. Another fellow will come and say, why are you going to Canada? That's no good. If you want to go to US or go to Australia. Why do you want to go to Canada? And they'll put some kind of a reasoning in everything. They have got all different rasas which come out of them. And Sarasa came out and she stood in front of Hanuman. She says, I'm not going to let you go unless you get into my mouth and I'll have you as my breakfast. No, it's in the evening, so maybe dinner. And then Hanuman said, how am I going to get out of this one? And he says, oh, okay. You want me to get into your mouth? Your mouth is too small. And so he became larger. And Surasa didn't know what to do. So she became larger. And then Hanuman became much more larger. Then she became much more larger. And then He saw it and he waited till such time it became very large and he suddenly became very small, got into her mouth, and then turned back, came out of the mouth and said, "You wanted me to get into your mouth. I got into your mouth. I'm out of this mouth. So you please, now I've done my duty. Now you shut up and you do your duty." Then Simika gave him a big namaste. And she became regular Simika, not Surasa. And then she went back to heavens. And what this tells us is that particular thing is Rasendriya, Juha. Juha is the tongue. Anything connected with tongue is for rasa. And there are shadrasas. There are 6 rasas, different kinds. And we get, once you fall for a particular rasa in that, I like gulab jamun very much. And so I'm going to eat gulab jamun. And you start eating one gulab jamun, very nice. Second one, very, very nice. Third one, lot more nice. Each time you're eating one gulab jamun, there are about 175 calories or 200 calories going in. Boom. With 3 gulab jamuns, you have hit quite a good amount of calories. So if you are going to go more than 2,000 calories in your life, that's not good for you, for your health. So this particular story tells us that you have to be careful about your rasendriyas and your juhva. Your juhva also another aspect associated with it. That aspect is it flaps always. All Indians, all people, all human beings, they have bak bak karte rehte. And they keep, oh. And so that bak bak should not be there. If there is anything which you want to talk, you should talk about something which is divine, or you have to talk in a very calm way, and you have to use it in a proper way. And that is what all our Vedas and other things teach. And in Ramayana, it teaches us again and again and again. The bak which was done by Kaikeyi's maid is the reason why the total Ramayana had to happen. Sita had to go to the forest and all the things happened. And so this bak is very bad. This jihva has to be controlled. And whatever goes into your mouth has to be controlled. And that is the kind of inner meaning of it. So it is a very interesting way of making it into a story and putting it there. And as we are teaching this to young children, it should be a good thing to say, she opened mouth so much, and so Hanuman became big and other things. It keeps attention there, but you tell them the real meaning of it, and they will never forget the real meaning of it. And the third one is Simhika. Simhika was a very interesting thing which happens even for us, every place. As he was flying at the top, there was a shadow of Hanuman coming down at the bottom. And Simhika saw the shadow and he said, I'm going to eat this thing. And so I'm going to put my jal on it and pull it down to me. What this means is it is a representation of jealousy. In Sanskrit, it is called asuya. This asuya, what it does is it becomes very difficult for people to understand that jealousy is prevalent every place. And there is no one above jealousy. The minute they see someone else doing a little better than them, they say, if someone got a bigger job than you, no. This jealousy should not be there. If the jealousy is there, it kills the whole interaction between people. And this particular thing is she can't see anyone at way high up in the air flying. And so she was pulling it down, and Hanuman found that his speed was getting slower and slower and slower. And you don't want your speed to get that low that even the wind can't help you to stay up. Boom, you'll fall down. So in this particular type of place, what Hanuman did was he came down. Asuya is so bad that there is no redemption for it. So it's not just, okay, I'm going to help it out and come out of the mouth. No. This time he said, okay, I'm going to, if anyone has jealousy with you, what you need to do is what Hanuman did to this Samoohika. She got up and then she wanted to eat him, and he said, okay, eat me. And he became very small and went into her. And he went into the stomach, and then from the stomach, he just became big and then broke her intestines and everything. And then he came out of it. And then he started out to go back. So when you find people of Asuya, means who get jealousy about you, then stay away from them. It's no good for us to be in any connection with them, because that's not going to help you. It's not going to help your family. It's not going to help the humanity. So that Asuya is that one. So here he has used Dushkarm 4 times in this particular chapter. And when you look at that thing, there is Dhruti, Drushti, and Daksham. Those 4 things are 3 things are very important. And we'll talk about the 4 Dushkarmas tomorrow. And from there, we'll be in Lanka within 3-4 minutes. And then we'll enter Lanka and we'll try to finish Sundarakanda by tomorrow evening. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of you coming and listening to me. It also gives me a lot of pleasure praying to Hanuman and talking about Hanuman and trying to relate Ramayana to our daily life. Because once we relate it to our daily life, we feel very blessed to follow the reasonings which they have given so that we have a good future ahead of us. Shukriya.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So insightful.
Thank you, Rao Garu. It's a wonderful explanation of the spiritual significance of Sundarakanda, and your comparison of how we should read the story about the Surasa. That is very, very good allegory there. And also Samoohika. That is very nice. The jealousy is a problem. So how our actions sometimes get diverted by the jealousy, or how our mind is diverted because of jealousy. How our mind gets poisoned by jealousy has been given, well explained by you, Andy. Very nice. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward for tomorrow's final episode of the Sundarakandam. And Wednesday, of course, we are going to have the Sri Rama Navami celebrations. And so let us end with the Mangalam. Bhargaviji, you are there? Can you sing Mangalam, please? Or anybody in the audience?
Okay. Sarva Mangala Nama Sita Rama. Yeah. Ab gaiye.
Mampuji, please sing.
Oh, I don't know this.
Okay.
Shagriji, I'll finish it.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Saru Mangal Mangli Shivi Sarvad Sadki Sharni Tram Ki Gauri Narayini Namostute. Om Shva. Om Bhai.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यां परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषां गोब्राह्मणेमस्तु शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवीं सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः सन्तु निर्भया असत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 ओम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम हनुमते नमः ओम
Thank you, Andy. We'll
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you everybody for joining today for this wonderful second part of the Sundarakanda lectures. We will all meet tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock again. Namaste to everybody. Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapil
Thank
sir.
you, Bhadraji. Thank you. Excellent.
Thank you, Ji.
Bye.
Bye. Namaskar.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Shailaji Maharaj. Thank you so much. God. Yeah, it is a blessing.
शुक्रिया
YouTube recording, so we can see. I don't know if we are here or not, but yeah. Video to recording, Julie.